This video is intended for audiences who are 13 and over. If you are not 13 and over, please fuck off and tell your parents to moderate what you watch online.
Alright, so I feel like they filmed this episode like 3 months ago, before the rewriting of Gotchard, you know? And they were just scrambling like, oh man, we filmed it, we gotta release this episode somehow, you know, right? This episode is a recap episode, which I think is crazy, the fact that there's a recap episode,
so,
you know?
Actually, so here's the thing. This is, so I've had this debate with Molly a couple of times about the problems with recap episodes. And for me, I'm still kind of on the fence about if I'm more bothered by a recap episode that is just completely, like, filler, or if it's a recap episode that is, that actually, like, gives you relevant information. Because the problem that I have with this specific episode is that there are important things that are discussed during the recap parts.
Big lore drop this episode.
Yeah.
I think it's,
but that's the thing, is like, right? If
there's a future Gotchard or future Hotoro didn't just come up with the name Daybreak, you know. He didn't come up with that name, you know. He might have took it that for something like, oh yeah, hey, the world was dead. No one's gonna sue me if I use his name.
His best friend was Nagato, and he's here to make sure that the future turns out right.
Right. Yeah. So you're saying about recap with Molly.
It's just such a it's such a weird I want to like a show taking the time to let me rephrase this. It's good that they explain some things. It's not good that they explain these things this way. Because it's like, yeah, we did need some context, like some further context to what the fuck was going on. But you could have done this better. It just could have been done better. Why are you doing it like this? It's just not necessary, like, to be this, like, obtuse about shit. You know?
It makes me really think that this episode was recorded, like, right earlier, right? And now they're finally just releasing, because I don't know if you noticed, but Hotoro's actor was really bad. He was early episode Hotoro level of acting, right? This episode for some reason.
The point when they're in the when everything goes tits up for him and everything's bad was definitely like a what is happening? Like, why are you so bad, like, doing this? But, like, he could have been... Maybe he's... I don't know. I don't know where this came from. It might just be that he's not a great actor. That's the thing, right? I don't know if it's him, the actor, or just, like, really bad direction and, like, editing.
Right.
You know, there's so many levels to Gotchard that are... There's so many balls being dropped with Gotchard that I don't know what is happening with it.
Man. I don't know if you felt me with this episode, but I was they really were definitely trying to fill up as much space as they could. I was legitimately confused at the beginning of this episode with them opening up at the end. Just with the cut up, I was like, man, hey, this is not how you do, hey, you're probably wondering how I got here situation.
Yeah,
right?
you're probably wondering how I got here,
But no one paused at any time, you know. Like Hoto didn't have an inner monologue as he was transformed. Like, man, how did it come to this? You know, this is just like, right? This is just a really. They were just trying to fill space, I guess. They're like, oh man, we really need something to show up. We don't have anything this week, you know. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Can we put some more filler footage, you know, right in between, right? But yeah, it's really weird how they start off the beginning of this episode with the end of the episode, right? I was like, wow, yeah, this was really unneeded because it really just turns out that nobody knew, no one, everyone was just chilling this episode. No one was really doing anything this episode, you know.
Yeah, it's all okay. So for me, right, legally speaking, I watch episodes of Kamen Rider Gotchard the day after.
Yeah.
Even though I know that it comes out on a Sunday, I watch it on a Monday for purely logistical reasons, and not because of dubious translation release stuff. That being said, I did read the description of the episode, the synopsis of the episode before watching the episode, because I was like, I've got to know what happens in Kamen Rider Gotchard. It's the hottest thing of Reiwa.
Right.
And I was like, okay, so I was told this is a recap episode, and I was told that this is a part where Iron Gotchard shows up at the end.
Mm-hmm.
The way that both of those things happen is not how I expected, because if it's just a recap episode, I'd have been like, okay, cool, skip this.
Mm-hmm.
If it was something that had Iron Gotchard just like show up at the end, sure, I would tune in. I would watch it and then skip to the last like 5 minutes. But the thing is, they start with, "Hey, my name's Quentin Tarantino and I'm in Defeat, and I'm directing this episode. We're starting where we end. Things are gonna get weird. There's gonna be a 10-liner. There's gonna be unicorn Kamen Rider Dread. There's gonna be some shit happening, and then it's gonna be a whole big thing." And it's like,
what's this weird amalgam that's hanging out in the background? What's his deal? You know, right? Right?
Yeah.
What's going on? You know, right?
It's just so weird to me about like how they start this off, and then, what I mean by start this off is, for the first, let's see, where is it? When did we get to the part with the fucking eraser? Okay, it takes until about
3 minutes, right?
It takes until 5 minutes. It takes until about the 5-minute mark where they go, this is a recap episode. Because they contrive a way to make this like, in comparison to Revice, right?
I have a lot of problem with how they contrive it. Once again, it goes back to how Kenny's working this year. I was like, I don't think this Kenny is allowed to do that. You know, that's a very abstract concept. This Kenny.
Also, yeah, it's also very like broken if you think about it, because it's like, I erased matter, right? He like, leave it to the gaslighting season of Reiwa Kamen Rider, where it's like, hey, we found a Chemi card that can literally just erase shit.
Yeah,
that seems incredibly broken.
Mm. Yeah, but you know, look, he's a funny little He's the size of an action eraser. Look at him.
He's a little breakdancing. He likes to spin on his head. He's a little breakdancing eraser. Mm-hmm. So what if he might erase? Let's narratively, let's reset the.
Oh yeah, hey, you're probably wondering how we got here. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, Tariq, it's Kamen Rider Gotchard, episode 24, Sudden Turn, Forbidden Steel Rider. Okay.
Yeah, Forbidden Steel Rider. So, this episode starts with the end of this episode.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, whatever. We're doing this in media res, or whatever the fuck you call it.
Mm-hmm.
It then cuts to the opening, whatever, fine.
Yeah.
And then we are brought to the Garion Minato situation where Garion's still playing. Garion is still the bad guy. Minato is trying to.
Once again, hey, we are just going back to how we're just fighting Kenny's off screen again.
Yeah, we're fighting
right?
Kemi's off screen, but also Garion is actively explaining hey, the upper brass, they don't know any better, because when you give everybody in your society the ability to just manipulate people's brains, they might manipulate the president and the vice president and the speaker of the house's brains. He's just they don't know anything. I fucked up everybody's brain. You know that, right?
I'm in control.
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Fine. That's its own thing. Which is, honestly, hey, thank you for explaining that, the reason why Garion is able to operate the way that he is in the alchemy school is because he still is in good standing. He's not a fugitive in their minds. He fucked with their brains so that he was Fuga is a criminal and a traitor,
Yeah.
and I'm the good guy.
Yeah,
and it's
give me the funding, I need, alright?
Yeah. But then we cut to the children, and it's just oh hey, I just made a new Kemi friend. Woo, wait, it's so fun. Oh man, I can't believe look at our new friend Kemi, and it's Kesuzo.
And then we're just gonna. I love how they just straight up gaslight Hotoro's mother, right?
Yeah, not only gaslight,
fuck.
rob her of money, because she did get groceries. She just she spent money on them. She just did not actually get those groceries, so she's now spending twice the money for the same amount of groceries. Mm-hmm. And we know that she works at a food establishment, so she's in the red now. You fucked her.
Yeah. Hey, Hotoro doesn't care about this. He doesn't understand, right, about profits and spending, and all this stuff, right? He just think, hey, I have access to a kitchen. I can make all my zany, fun, little dishes and force my friends to eat them, right? He doesn't care. Right? Hey, Renge and Sami, I still, but look, they're just loitering too, right? Everyone's just loitering in this business, all for some reason, right?
Yeah.
So hey, look, there's a new Kemi. It's Kuzuru, right?
It's Kesuzo. Kesu is Kesu is the verb for to erase, right? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna assume that the Zo part of it is Bozu, bald, monk sort of thing, or brat, it could be any number of things, but it's the whole point is it's a breakdancing eraser.
Okay.
So yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there's just this fucking loose Kemi in the fucking store, you know what the worst part is? I forgot about this. There is a flashback within the flashback, right? Because we start at the end, we went back to the beginning, how this day actually started. But the fact that we're 5 minutes in, and there's already a second flashback to explain how we got to this moment. Like, we're really just showing 5 minutes before we got to them gaslighting Hotaro's mother, you know? Like, I was like, man, none of this needed to happen. You guys, this all could have just been edited at once, just in like a timeline, you know, right?
Yeah.
This is so fucking weird, right? Yeah. So here's Ketsuo.
Ketsuzo,
right? Yeah. Hey, I found out that after this episode, Toei, instead of charging you like $20 to buy this eraser, they posted the printable outfit for him, right? Like, you can print out the stupid little thing his stupid little eraser
and put it on top of your regular eraser.
Yeah, for you to have, you know, right?
Okay, well, hold on. That's. Do you have to pay to get that printout?
I think the printout free. I think like the Toei.
Because I was about to say, because I would pirate the fuck out of that immediately, and that would be what every eraser I have. Mind you, I'm still using the same, because of my academic prowess, I'm still using the exact same, like, graphic, like, illustration, white eraser, like, block eraser. I have not worn that thing down to a nub, so I definitely could still make a Ketsuzo cosplay for my eraser.
Yeah, but yeah, it's real funny. But yeah, hey, if you want, you could go to like the Kamen Rider Gotchard website or whatever the fuck, I don't know. I didn't look into it. I just wanted to release a printout of it, and it's funny as fuck. Because for some reason, like, out of everything, I guess that's where Toei was like, this is good enough, you know? Right?
Yeah.
And, you know, right? I was like, well, we already charged people for the stupid buddy, the stupid Parakarapa hoodie or whatever the fuck, you know? We charge people for the rings. We're not gonna charge people for this stupid eraser, you know, right? You know. Right, but yeah, also, not only do we get like so many fucking random new toys. Fucking Sabi Maru makes a fucking alchemist charger. Cause I guess
I went, that's gotta be P Bandai, right?
There's no way, because the rings themselves, right, the rings that they all wear in the show, it's already a P Bandai product, you know, right?
Right.
So like,
it'd be so funny if the ring holder was just like straight up like street market and the rings were P Bandai. That'd be so fucked.
I mean, I guess, you know, right? I guess because you could put your regular rings on it, you know, right? Hey, look, just don't 3D print these things are really 3D printed. You know, right?
They're so. Oh yeah, they're not. It's not even 3D printed. It's just like, if you just have like they are. What is it, like enamel, like molded? Like you can just throw some glitter in like some goop. And, like, you've got the same thing. Like, it's not that complex of a design. The only thing that might be P Bandai about it is the fact that, like, Sabimaru, like, when Sabimaru puts a ring down, it glows. And I don't have faith.
That might just be a fucking...
Right. I don't have faith. I don't have faith that they would sell an actual... Even as a P Bandai, I don't have faith that they would sell it with an electronic thing that, like, lights up when you put your ring on it.
Right, that detects the alchemist ring, you know, right? Yeah. There's like such like a fucking filler thing. Like, I guess this was a problem within the show, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, we need to charge them. We've never talked about them running out of charge before. Genuinely, I don't think that we've ever talked about that. We've talked about them being like...
Was thing. I just know that everyone just has a ring, because like I thought the ring was just more like a school gift, you know, like, hey, you made it to the school. Like, you know how like when you go to grade school, they give you the fucking not the binder, the agenda book for the year. Like, hey, this is your agenda,
it's
right.
It's right? Definitely something where it's like, the rings are, and we've talked about this before because we're trying to figure this out with fucking, like, Renee's ring, right? Why her ring was so special. It's like, oh, she has, like, an inherited ring of a higher class alchemist, even though she's, you know, herself just a student. And it's like, okay, cool. We haven't really talked about, like, how the ring colors, like, differentiate and, like, you know, separate people, and that's fine. I will also take that point to go back to the beginning, where we are flash forwarded at the 10-liner moment where we're supposed to focus on Hotaro's ring being a different color than it normally is.
Yeah.
But we have never focused on the colors of the rings or explained them directly in the show.
Just like a lightsaber type of situation where like, hey, you know how everyone has a lightsaber. You know, it could be any color you want, right? It doesn't really matter. You know, like I mean,
except if you're a Sith. Except if you're a Sith.
Star Wars situation where he just says, "I want a purple lightsaber," and the art department's like, we'll get you, yeah, if you want it, we'll get it to you." Right? We have to look at the lore and say, I don't give a fuck about your lore. I just want a purple lightsaber, you know?
Find out. Hey, you gotta... I have a problem. It's your job to find out how to solve it.
Right? I just thought the rings in this show was just like, hey, everyone just gets a ring, you know? And hey, you can be whatever color you want, right? Because I think Spotter, right? He has a purple ring, right?
Yes, he has a purple ring because it's a mixture of his parents'... What was it? I think either both of his parents had red rings and he had a blue ring, or it was a mix of the red and blue ring to become a purple ring.
Right, which going like that, these colors mean there's like no inherent meaning, you know, right? Right, like do red ring means you're part of like the enforcer alchemist, you know, like his parents, like Spawner's parents.
Supposedly, let me go back to it because I saw this on the wiki and they did try to explain this. Supposedly, there's a ranking between it, but it's like it's not clear. Yeah. Let's see. The problem is that like they don't list the rings themselves as a thing. I have to go to Rene.
Oh my god!
Then I have to go to devices.
4 ring types? Oh my god! Wait,
then I have to go to devices. Then I have to go to alchemist ring. Yeah, there we go. Yep, there are 4 ring types. Yeah.
Oh wait, nope. There are 6 ring type. I just scrolled down. You know, right? The info box only shows 4 rings, but you scroll down to the gallery, there are 6 rings.
There are 6 rings because technically there would be 5 rings. But Garion makes it 6. Well, technically, I mean, Spawner's ring makes it. Spawner and Garion make their rings like 6. It would be 4, but they both have unique rings. Spawner is the only one to have a purple one, and Garion is the only one to have a gold one as of right now.
Yeah,
and Rene has an orange one. Fuck? Yeah, but this has never been explained. It's like if it's literally something that could have been explained in like 2 or 3 sentences in the first episode of like, this is your alchemist ring. The color shows. I
mean, according to this, it says that the color represents their rankings, right?
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Is like if it was just like, if they just said, if they said to Hotaro, here's your alchemist ring. It is, it's
blue because you're
based
at the
on your ranking,
class, you know.
Yeah, and. As you advance, you may be able to reach a rank or color like mine. And Minato just showed, like, his finger. But that's not what happens. They just have these rings, and we're just like, why are they different colors? And we just were like, I don't know, I don't give a shit. And then it's like, oh, wait, this is important? What the fuck?
Yeah, this is really bad. I think it's just real funny how there's a fucking ring charger for a device. Once again, going back to hey, I don't think you need to make a little device to charge your ring if there's a magic-based season, you know, right? I guess these little pedestals are based on magic, you know, right? Right?
We shaped up some emeralds for that shit.
At the base of this that takes some cell batteries, you know, right?
God, fuck. Cell batteries are my fucking nightmare.
Right. It's just, yeah. So Spotter, yeah. Sorry. So Sabimaru makes a stupid little ring charger. Ketsuo
Ketsuzo goes,
fucking
I'm
starts
sorry.
fucking up with the fabric of reality. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is
and
really
then goes,
problematic.
I'm sorry that I erased everything, and Rene puts him back in his Pokeball because he's too much of a threat to normal humanity. And then, as they're talking, Kyoka and Spawner show up and go, hey, Minato, he's not really a bad guy. He's clearly got an inside plan. I don't think that you have enough evidence for that. But sure, go on.
Cook.
And they talk about this stuff. And they talk a lot about, like, forbidden alchemy
before we go back to that. So Sabimaru's stupid little iPad gets deleted, right? And then he
memory
says to
of it.
Yeah, the memory. He says, hey, I lost all the battle data. So he asks Hotoro, can you tell me the battle data of all your stupid forms and chemicals? And then Hotoro proceeds to not say anything about the battle information. Yeah. So this is Sabo Needle. It shoots like 50 needles at once. No, he just weirdly just given a clip show of segments that aren't relevant to what Sabimaru is asking. Like Hotoro.
It's not even a clip show. It's basically a montage with narration. It's not like a clip show would be actually showing clips, but we just see like the conclusion of things, and him just going.
It still doesn't help.
We went on a. It's been a crazy trip.
Right? It's not relevant to Sabimaru. He's like, all right, that's a good story, but I still. How many needles does Sabo Needle shoot? That's what I'm looking for. I don't need to know that he hang out with like a 9-year-old boy whose dad didn't love him. That's not relevant.
Honestly, if you just gave me the cards, I could probably determine something better from this.
Oh, I could just scan the card and get the data back from the card. Right?
Do you? Oh my god! Hey, whoa! Hey, side topic. Do you remember the Pokemon cards that, if you had the like weird add-on for the Game Boy SP?
Oh yeah,
you could slide them, and like they gave like the barcode or whatever, like the whatever that was.
Yeah, and it gives you a Pokemon in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I realized looking through my cards when talking with Molly's brother about like Pokemon cards, like looking at my own cards, I was like, oh, I still have some of these, and I'm like, I genuinely never did anything with these. Like, I never swiped them against a fucking whatever.
Oh yeah,
it's not Game Shark, but
no one owned the e-reader. The e-reader was a fucking failure of a device.
Yeah.
You know, right?
Yeah.
It was the worst idea ever.
It was just so fun. Hey, well, you say that, but we might get to that later in this episode based off of certain things that happen.
Right, but yeah, no, I just think the when they go to like these montages of all like it's the most fucking random. They are really just. I mean, they're pretty much, but like it's like within context of what is going on of the situation, like none of the stuff is relevant information, right? To what Sabimaru asks.
It doesn't
really need
aid. It doesn't push the story forward. Yeah.
Right, like give me the battle data. I need to know how all these cards attack. You know, I need the rider stats of these things. Like, but I need to know which form you have made into a rider form, which form you have done the wild mode.
Also, Hotaro keeps getting distracted by thinking about like, oh man, yeah, that was pretty bad when that other person had stuff happen. The fucking inspector that, again, hey, watch the movie, I guess, because the other inspector is just completely written out of this show at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just so funny how, like, this whole conversation is so non-relevant to what is going on. Like, this is a literal random montages of clip. Right? Also, Hoto, back to what you were saying, Hoto actually gets distracted within his old flashback. Like, he's supposed to be describing, he was like, oh yeah, that's right, yeah, man, that arm did look fucked up. You know, that arm did not look good.
There was a bunch of stuff that was really bad. Oh, remember Kamen Rider Dread? He's like, yeah. Hey, we haven't talked about the amalgam. Honestly, Hotaro doesn't even talk about the Abyssalis sisters, right? He just goes, oh, yeah, that was bad. Anyway.
Hey, Samimaru, remember when you were kidnapped and forced to fight me? Man, that was crazy, you know, right? Man, good times, right, Samimaru? Man, good moments. Hey, you ever recover from, I don't think we ever actually really spoke about it as well afterwards. How you doing?
Yeah, have you ever actually, sought therapy from your, traumatic experience?
Right? This is so fucking funny. This is so funny. This montage is so fucking bad to what's like. It's like they did not know how to write any of these montages within like reasons like this episode, right? There's like, and they're just saying segments at this point, you know, right?
Yeah.
It's so funny. But Kyoka and Spotter just shows up like, hey, we're here now. You know, what's up?
Yeah, we're here to explain this is what the situation actually is.
Right, yeah. Yeah, also, it's also really funny how, like, conveniently as well, at this exact same moment, Garyon and Minato are also having, hey, let's reminisce about the past real quick, you know, right?
Let's exposit some lore and some plot.
Right, we don't need to know this stuff because we're the main characters. But let's just talk about this. You know, let's just talk about stuff we already know, right? For no reason, right? Right?
Yeah.
Like they don't need to explain any of the stuff what they're saying to anyone. They already know all this stuff. This is all stuff that are relevant to them. Why are they saying this stuff, repeating this stuff out loud? How did their conversation lead to this conversation? It's so fucking weird, right?
Yeah.
But here's a stupid little origami note that says, look, they have the spy. Look, there's a spy.
I want to fight Garyon, and also, they do also. I want to point out, Garyon does also have a new golden amalgam. It is Warp Terra, which sounds cool. Once again, doesn't make any goddamn sense because pterodactyls don't warp through space.
Look, it's a play on
just
words,
dinosaurs.
You know, they're doing a word pun, you know, right?
Sure, I guess.
You know, like warp
but yeah.
terra, pterodactyl, you know, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, Kyoka and
by the way,
Spawner are
real quick talk about warp terror. That thing looks like it wants to die. Please put that thing out of his misery. It took me a while to look at it.
The amalgam or the card illustration? Because honestly,
the amalgam looks like.
I was about to say.
I realized what was going on, right? And then I realized is that it's really just the pterodactyl body just resting, the head resting on top of the amalgam body's head, and the rest of his body is like only on like one side. You know, this thing looks
That's
like,
what I was just gonna say. It's like, honestly,
it looks like a hideous, mutation that looks like you need to put this thing out of his misery. Like, this thing should not be surviving, you know.
This is what I was gonna say.
It's like those two-headed cows that get served everything, right?
There's a difference between, like, the bad designs that are just of amalgams, and there's just, like, the unfortunate designs of, like, the card art for the chemis, because I think most of the chemi cards, the art is okay, and then we see them come out as amalgams, you go, oh god, oh Jesus Christ,
yeah.
Oh, like, backwards ass first, like, Kerberos, like, Tricerberus or whatever, like, dog ass, like, showing up in the front, like, that's wrong. All of these are just so wrong. They're just bad. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's mean. They're just trying to do their best. You don't have to slap them onto. They're strapped in. Oh God, no.
Ooh. And then we cut to completely. It wasn't going back to how like this episode feels so disconnected, distorted. We go to what I assume was these is newly filmed scenes, right? Like these are all the stuff that was filmed after everything. While all this recast stuff was stuff that should have been aired like 2 months ago, you know, right? Because it was just like a big total shift of what is going on, right? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, look, Hotaro, being the naive child he is, believes Minato is good, right? But
Yeah.
for
He's
some reason he
clearly the
decided to
person from
bring
the
all of his
alchemy that
cards.
sent this. Yeah, he sent this little origami dragon. We should show up. Oh man, let's all run in. Oh
He
wow,
also said
there's
for
a
us to bring all of our candy cards as well. I don't
yeah.
know why he needs to bring, but let's bring them
I
all, right?
leave your Yu-Gi-Oh
I'll
cards
also
in a
I'll also write
no
my
deck
social
box.
security number as well, and my mother's maiden name, right? And I'll tape the key to one of these cards as well, just in case, right?
There's no deck box. There's no sleeves. Just come out here with your loose ass cards. Oh no! What are you? Oh god, that's what I should have made the meme. Oh man, I have a meme already presented, but I'm going to make it change because this is just Weevil Underwood throwing the Exodia pieces. Oh fuck.
But yeah,
Oh god damn
but
it.
yeah.
Oh
Also,
fuck.
hey,
I gotta
okay, while you
keep
do that,
talking.
has the ring always been able to make a fucking shield? Is that a thing
No,
it can
no,
do?
they've never done that before.
Okay, we'll say going back to like I don't think the ring as like an actual weapon, right? I don't like this is not like the Green Lantern ring where you project and manifest like physical object. This is like a ring where you control like the space around you and you manipulate the environment around. The fact that this ring could just all of a sudden make a fucking energy shield, I was like, this is really boy man you. Once again, going back to like how nothing like I don't understand the universe of this show enough, right? It's really fucking weird how everything in this show just like oh what's it? It's like maybe it has to do with magic. They can just make up magical bullshit on the spot, right? But the ring just making up shield is like real funny to me. Like
It's also so weird that it's like a weird like arrow shaped shield.
Yeah, right? Like you would think the ring would transmutate the environment, like transmutate the earth to make an earth shield or something. But no, here's just straight up an energy shield that the ring could project, and I'm like, and we're supposed to be like, oh yeah, I guess we could do that, I'm gonna be really mad if they could make an energy sword with the ring next, like oh man. I was like, man, man, what's the point of alchemy in this universe? Also, I don't understand how the ring is able to make there's no what's it? There is no alchemy being done here, and this is just the ring straight up generating a energy shield for them, and I'm just like, I don't think this is alchemy,
I guess sure. Alchemy can do whatever you want it to.
Right, but yeah, hey, Hoto tries to jump into a black hole before Steeliner says, "Hey, don't do that." Hey, black hole is really bad.
Hey, I'm gonna run a train back on you so that you don't fucking die.
Yeah. Look, I know you're naive and just a kid, but boy, man, do not jump into a rip in the space-time dimension. Right? That is very bad thing to do, right? But yeah, hey, they lose all their cards. Right? Fucking Ultra, it is decides to break every single one, and he loses. But you know what? He has Steamliner. He still has Steamliner, right? His favorite card from his childhood, right?
Yeah, well, his other favorite, because a lot of kids really like trains.
Right? Yeah, so yeah, hey, Minato gets the form, so here is the Type 1, so this is Type 1, so, hey, look, it's happening, look, we're always like, man, why is this thing called Type 0, that's really fucking weird, here it is, Type 1, oh, man, I realize we have not been reviewing the forms and ranking the forms, so we'll
the problem is there've been too many.
Yeah, hey, look, we're not gonna count any of Spawner's form, because those aren't real forms, right? Those are
they're better. Honestly, they're still better than a lot of forms that we've gotten from other.
Yeah, but hey, look, here's Type 1. It is the unicorn form. Once again, so hey, look, here's Rene's card. Ooh. First he uses Hotaro's card, and now he's using Rene's card. Ooh, what is he gonna do next? Ooh, he does have I'm pretty sure he has. I think Minato has an evil version of Steamliner, right? I mean, not Steamliner.
Yeah, that's how he get. That's Dread. That's the Dread thing.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, not Dread. I'm pretty sure he has an evil version of a Mac wheel of. Right? Does he not?
No, I don't think he does. He tried using, because it was Mad Wheel that he was using against spawner before.
Let me look at the list of evil cards he has. Nope. Oh well, he does not have any evil spawner cards apparently. He for some reason, okay, I guess he does not have an evil spawner card, but he has the evil rename card now. Ooh, right? Yeah. So hey, everyone can fight except for Hotaro, right? And then Gary, once again, going back to his sports betting, he's just like, oh yeah, he's in the house, he's back at the Aqua, he's like, oh yeah, I could just stay here, and watch these cards just fall to me, like, ooh, right? All these cards are mine now, right?
Yeah.
Right. I can do it from the comfort of the base. Yeah, everyone except for Rene and Spawner runs away. Sabi Brown was like, oh boy, man, this is real bad. We lost all of our cards within like 5 seconds. It turns out it was a real bad idea to let Hotaro hold all these cards, Maybe it turns out that was not a good idea to do. Right, he should not be holding every single one of our cards. I don't know why.
Well, no, even they were like, "Hey, even our cards that we had on us were stolen."
Right, again, we lost everything. Right? Yeah, Warp Terror is pretty fucked. He can just straight up make warp holes. If only. Hey, you know what we should have done? We should have used the Katsuzo card to erase the warp hole.
Yeah. If we could just erase
that
this entire thing happened.
Oh, by the way, I found it. By the way, I found the printout for you to use. If you actually want to use the printout, there you go. That's the printout for it. There you go.
God damn it! That's so stupid.
It's so fucking funny. Look, you can print it out with the face too. Instead of like right. So you can either print it out with with his stupid little pants outfit, right? But you can print it out and him having his face. I think it's real fucking funny with this thing. But yeah, everything is not going good. Look. You need 2 cards to transform. Right. That's the point of this driver. Right.
That's what we've always focused on, not including the whole thing with how we actively made a whole thing about the whole level 10 chemis and everything, and if only he had some kind of device that he could slap onto his belt that would allow him to transform with just 1 card. There's just it's just too hard.
Yeah. It's really sad. But yeah, Kyoko brings up a forbidden technique just to immediately not bring it up again. I don't know why you would bring it up. Right? I love how they're talking about this forbidden technique of hey man, it's illegal to do transfer with 1 card, and the fact that they never brought it up this entire time involving Dredd. Yeah, Dredd they've never just said hey, Dredd's using a forbidden technique. He's transforming with 1 card. That's not good. That fucks a person up. Right?
I mean, technically speaking, Valvarad was transforming with 1 card. If you think about it.
But he wasn't transferring to a Kamen Rider. Also, we learned what a Kamen Rider is in this universe.
Yeah, God, episode. Yeah, fuck, I forgot. Yeah, oh god, they decide to insist.
Random explanation dump of the series, right? I was like, oh, this is really fucking weird. I don't know why we're learning about all this stuff, right? I feel like this is weird stuff to be learning. Especially the concept of a Kamen Rider in this universe. I was like, oh,
yeah, at episode 24.
I thought when they were leading, it was like, yeah, the Kamen Rider, hey, like Geats, like Buffa. I thought that was when they were gonna flashback, use to showing more movie clips, like all those crazy stuff. But no, they're just like, oh no, Kamen Rider is just it's just an advanced alchemist in this universe. So I was like, oh, okay, sure. Yeah, I guess that's the thing, right? If you think about it, yeah, maybe that's what Shocker was doing, Shocker was just using just like the real life Nazi party, right? They were using ancient technique in modern ways, right?
Look,
they were using.
You don't know what the Lost Ark can do, but we've got to try.
Yeah, right. Right. Also, it takes the fact that it just takes a whole total of 24 episodes to finally ask men. Yeah. So what am I? What I?
Yeah. So what is this thing that I've been stating that I am? Because I don't know.
Right? Well, what's with these giant metal bug men? You know? Okay, then we find out about the Alchemist of Daybreak or whatever the fuck, which is like this thing. I was like, man, what a fucking. This is how they tie back in, right? To
the
like,
Akatsuki. No, it's just the Akatsuki. They're not tying into Gotchard Daybreak. They are once again tying into, again, Geats stole from Naruto. It's all Naruto references, okay? The nine-tailed fox in Geats, that's a Naruto reference. Akatsuki in Gotchard, that's a Naruto reference. It's just what it is, you know? Naruto's the most important series of all time, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Look, man, look, it's getting a live action, you know, right? You know, yeah. But yeah, I think it's real funny. Like, this is how, like, just like the fact that Rene also says it's like a throwaway line, like, oh yeah, the Alchemist of Daybreak, you know, right? Which it occurred to me that within the show's narrative, at least, Hotaro does not know about. He knows who Gotchard Daybreak is, but I don't think future Hotaro has ever called himself Gotchard Daybreak, right?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I
100%
think
he is
the
not.
only reason we know of him as Gotchard Daybreak is from the toy catalogs and like the show's production note of saying, hey, by the way, this cool character, his name is Gotchard Daybreak. Like within the actual show's universe, no one has referred to Gotchard Daybreak as Gotchard Daybreak, right? Not even Gotchard Daybreak himself, you know, which I just think is funny, right? So this line of like the Alchemist of Daybreak, right? It's only relevant to us, the audience, right? For us, the piece was like, oh, that's how he got that name. Oh, it makes sense now, right? But for Hotaro, this is like, man, that's really cool, you know, right? I mean, I'm gonna keep that in the back of my head, you know, you're like this.
I'm gonna keep that in the back of my head as a literal train is about to run on me because Hotaro, for whatever reason that they don't explain because we spent all this time on recap stuff, shows up and goes, hey, Steamliner, run a train on my ass. And then his ring changes color for no apparent reason. Steamliner changes into Tenliner, which, in my mind, I went, Denliner? No, Tenliner. Denliner? No, Tenliner. But that's a thing that we did in another series. Nope, it's Steamliner, but it's Tenliner.
Yeah, the worst part is, right, going back, right? Ultimo knows what the fuck that Deadliner is, right? You know, right? Because he saw the character who's... You know?
Yeah, right? He does! He does know what Deadliner is! It's specifically Deadliner! Specifically Deadliner!
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Alright, man, alright, so who do you want to take the bets on who that mysterious figure that approaches Hotaro was? Or approaches the game?
It's gotta be Renee's dad.
Is it Renee's dad? Man, I'm going back to
they're wearing alchemist clothes. It can't be anything else.
Oh, I don't wait. Are you saying that Ho-Ho Kaguya Quartz would never wear something like that? You know?
I'm just saying he's not an alchemist. I'm just saying he's a man of gems.
You know, like hold on. It could just be a fancy robe. We don't know that's an alchemist.
There's not enough decorations and like gems and shit on his stuff. He's not blinged out enough.
There's no gem falling with every step he takes, you know, right?
Yeah.
He's not sprinkling gems as he's walking.
Yeah.
You know,
honestly,
right?
yes. That's the thing that makes the big difference.
Right. Like I said, look, we're 20. Look, I just want him to appear in the. We were promised him in the poster, all right, and we better get him in the main show, all right? I'll be fucking livid if they just put him on the poster just to bait people, you know, right? That he was never gonna come back.
Look, wikis can be wild, okay?
Look, I just want him to come back. Look, he is the most glorious man of all. Right? The most
Yeah.
gorgeous man of all. Right? But yeah. Hey, Steve Liner evolves into 10-liner. Right? He can transform with one
Yeah.
card now. Right?
Well, he can half transform into an absolute dog shit piece of shit fucking form. I thought I would be more okay with this form because I thought like the face, like the way that I saw in spoilers, like, or like toy scans of like the helmet, I was like, oh, that might be cool, and then it was just like, oh, this fucking sucks shit.
I think this form is fine. I think my biggest problem is the giant fucking train on his arms. They look really fucking
Right,
unnecessary. And like,
that's exactly what it is. That's what I have
I
a
think
problem
the
with.
suit, the helmet, everything about this form looks fucking good, except
Yeah.
that the train on his arm, like, and these trains were just like gauntlets, right? Like actual like small gauntlets, right? And not big fucking piles on his arms. Like, man, what the fuck is this? This. You guys, look, you had your design was good, but then you started over designing, But you did not have to add these train on his arm. It got real fucking weird, Right?
Yeah. No, the
Yeah.
the train boxing gloves are so fucking stupid. I will
Yeah,
say,
right.
I apparently deleted my old meme, or
Oh.
didn't save it. But luckily,
Oh.
I have the new meme, which I think is much better. Oh, whoop! I was still on Photoshop when I hit the
Okay.
enter.
Okay.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So hey, so Adam, we forgot to be doing it for the last few weeks, but hey, let's quickly speed run through watching the forums and ranking the forums. Right? Remember,
Yeah,
we're the only
Dread type-
podcast. We're the only podcast that watches the forum and rank the forums as it happens. Right? All right. Let's go all
Dread
the way
type
back
1. Well, yeah, we're.
let's go back
I'm
to
sorry.
Moon Cerberus, right? I think so. We got Moon Cerberus, Dread Type 1, and now I think this form is called Iron Gotchard, I believe.
Yeah, it's
is
Iron
his name.
Gotchard. It's Iron Gotchard. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Moon Cerberus.
Moon Cerberus is I would say it's a solid B. It's just
I would give it low A. In comparison to Majade, I like it way more than Majade. Right? I like Moon Cerberus more than Majade.
Sure,
Right.
but it's I'm thinking about it in the context of other Reiwa, like, secondary writer suits, and it's like we've done the blue and white thing over and over again. We gotta find another way to like show that like they're the secondary writer without them being like just blue and white. Saber, Revice. Yes, we didn't do that with Geats, but like it just seems overdone. So
Right.
it's a solid B plus. If you want to do A, I would settle for A minus. It's
I would,
good.
I would put it at low A. Right.
Yeah, it's good for what it's got. It's just they need to like think outside the
Change
box
the
with
color
their
scheme.
secondary writers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Dread Type 1. So how are you feeling about Dread Type 1?
I mean, we talked about like how Dread worked as an outfit before, and I don't know about you, but I've seen certain theories about like, well, what's Dread if Dread Type 1 is like this, then what's Dread Type 2 gonna be? And
Right.
It could go any number of ways. Specifically with the black and white, it's like, okay, I see the metaphor, the emphasis that they're trying to like put out there. on like, oh, he's trying to he's I'm playing both sides, that way I always come out on top. But it's just like, as far as an actual like form, he just kind of slapped a unicorn on his like half of his body.
I'm not a big fan of it, right? If that's only half of it, right? If this was like a full like change, like the upper half, I would have given. But it feels really lazy, right? They could have just.
It's the unicorn. Like, it's just a unicorn's head on his shoulder. Like, they could have done something more interpretive, but they just didn't.
Yeah, I give this form a C. I'm not a big fan of Type 1, of the unicorn form for Dread. Dread default form still fucking good, right? Hey, Dread Type 1, just initials design is already just really, really simplistically good, right?
It's a C. It's a C. It's a solid C.
Yeah.
That is someone who got a 77 on the test. You could have gotten a B if you applied yourself more, but you did okay. You did good enough. As far as fucking goddamn Iron Gotchard, B-. It is where you were so close to having a solid point, and then you threw two train-shaped boxing gloves on them.
So we have to rate this the form as it actually appears. Like, I think if this thing didn't have the big train arc, I think this form would be easy A. I think it's because the night aesthetic, right? The color is
I
black,
thought this was
gold.
I thought this was
right.
It's navy blue. When the toy for 10-liner when the toy for 10-liner was revealed, I was like, oh, holy shit, we're finally gonna get a good form. And then the fucking train boxing gloves showed up, and I went,
I think the train boxing glove hurts this form a lot, right? So, alright, and so as we have to rate this as the form actually appears. I have to give this form a C, honestly, because I think the train just ruins this form so much, right?
I'm gonna give it I would actually give it a D, because we are now on the third additional transformation device for the Gotchard belt. For the Gotchard driver.
Yeah, boy, we didn't even talk about that, too. We
haven't even talked about that. But I'm just saying, we're on the third one of that. And, okay, the Excalibur, alright, sure. It's the only thing that can contain the level 10 chemis. Sure, if that's the lore that you want to establish, fine. And then Fire Gotchard is a power separate from that, where it's like, ooh, this hand of mine is burning red. Take this, my love, my hate, and all of my anger, or whatever, or all of my sorrow, whatever the fuck G Gundam shit is, right? Take all that stuff together. And they just go, okay, so we tried those other two. How about another thing? It's like, stop. Just pick a fucking goddamn power-up. Like, it's, you, in the last 10 episodes, less than 10 episodes, right? When did the Gotchard drive, or the Excalibur show up? Like, episode...
What, episode... Not 10?
14?
Right?
No, I think it was before that. Or after that.
It was around when Dread showed up, right? Before
Yeah,
Dread.
but I think Dread showed up after that. Let's see. Hold on.
So it has to be like episode 11 or 12 or something, right?
Dread showed up in... I'm looking at the episodes. Dread was in... Okay, so technically it was episode 12 with Runaway Liner Dark Rider. That was when it first showed up. But then
as a vision,
the Excalibur premiered in episode 13. So in the last 12 episodes, Gotchard has had 3 add-on attachments to become his super form. None of them have been additive. They've just been replacements of like, well, I tried the X Gotch Caliber. Oh, that didn't work. Well, I'm trying Fire Gotchard. Oh, that didn't work.
Just
I'm gonna be Iron Gotchard,
weapon, right? I'm pretty sure they said that the X was like a legendary alchemist weapon too, right?
Yeah, I'm
sure.
Fire Gotchard. That didn't work. I'm Iron Gotchard. Does that work? Hey, just letting you know, there are metals that are more pure and stronger than, or more valuable than iron. Steel? Maybe. Diamond? Well, that's different. Gold? Silver? I don't know, but it's something that they use for recording artists.
Right. Yeah. Okay, also, hey, look, this is the final thing I want to post, by the way. Hey, look. So, as you know, hey, look, Toei has a TikTok, you know, right? Where they forces the actors and actresses to dance to stupid TikTok songs. These are Japanese trend, obviously. Not our stupid American TikTok trends, you know, right?
Yeah.
These aren't fine dance you can do to help Ukraine, you know, right? Here you go. Here's I hope this does not generate a preview. Oh, wait. Oh, good.
Oh, no. Oh no!
I'm gonna hide the preview real quick.
Yeah, okay, that's great because
this popped up for me. I was like, boy, man, what's it? Going back to how, right, like how, fuck, holy shit, that thing's loud. Right, it's already a young child, or just make your hey, dance for TikTok, you know, right? Dance for us, you know, right? I'm like, I was like, yeah, this is really fucking weird. You know, I'd be having her do this, you know, right? I don't like this, you know.
Yeah, right? Yeah, there's already enough problems with this, but I'm watching this right. I watched that right now without the sound, and it felt like a hostage video.
Alright, is that it? Anything else you want to talk about? You want to talk about before we end this?
If there's one thing that I know about this show, it's that it's gotcha. Next
week we'll just recap this podcast again. You know, right? We'll talk about our previous discussion. You know, that we recorded. You know, right?
Gotcha.
All right, is that this? Oh, okay, that's this week's episode. All right. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Gotcha.
So, Tariq, as you know, I don't really talk about my job, my work life in these.
Yeah, because it's not really a job.
You know, right? Yeah, you know, but I do make money, you know, right? That, as far as the audience is concerned, I do financially sustain myself, all right? You know.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Is are you financially capable?
Yeah, right. So this is related to my work. So as you know, as part of my job, I have to every now and then I get boxes in. I invite you and Molly to come over, you know. Right,
oh, I'm sorry. Like so I misunderstood. You mean your real job, not your Heisenberg job.
Yeah. Right, yeah. So as you know, with that job, right, I have to work with international business partners, you know, with associates across the world, right?
Oh, is this relating to a previous conversation that happened at a restaurant of pots with K's?
No, this doesn't relate to that, alright? So as you know, because of that, right, my schedule is fucked up, you know, right? Because sometimes it might be 1 a.m. our time, and maybe, I don't know, 12 p.m. or 2 p.m. in, like, I don't know, Japan, right? You know, so there's days where I have to stay up late, you know, right? And, you know, right, hey, and, you know, when you're up late, you know, hey, you might get hungry, you know, and look, your tummy's rumbling, you know, they're like, your stomach's saying, hey, go to sleep, hey, dude.
I wanna go,
go to sleep, you know?
I wanna go to sleep,
you know? Right, so, you know, right, and, you know, hey, it's 1 a.m., 1 or 2 a.m., you know, there's not a lot of food options there, you know, right? right? I could go to the McDonald's up the street from me, get like some 10-piece nuggets, right? But
Yeah.
or I could go to the Royal Farm, which is also 10 minutes up the street. And hey, for the audience who don't know, hey,
I'm
Royal
sorry,
Farm is a
are you
convenience,
eating at gas stations?
right? It's like a convenience store,
Yeah, it's Royal Farm is the the weird man's Wawa.
right.
And if you don't get that reference, come to America and speak American.
Right, but that's not the point. The Royal Forest is also not the point of this, right? So, right in the same. Okay, so it's not really a street because it's located off of the road, right? Within the same road, right? There's a taco fast food. No, not fast food, like a food truck that's located.
There's a taco truck. There's a taco truck.
Yeah. Right, so every day when I drive normal, like during the morning days, right, I always see it there, but I never get the chance to go in there. So last week when I was driving at like 3 a.m., right, to go grab a snack, right, so I can go home and continue doing my work, right, I just saw that the taco truck was there at 2 a.m. I was like, man, I was thinking, man, who the fuck is going to this taco truck at 3 a.m. in the morning, right, so the taco truck is located to the right of me, right? As I'm at the light, and then as a car just pulls up, and I was like, oh, that's what a car pulls up. I didn't see if anyone exit, because the light turned green, right? So I was like, that's really weird, So I go in, I get wherever the fuck I need to get, I grab a drink. Right, get some coffee, right? And then as I'm leaving, right, I see the taco truck still there, obviously, right, because it's like 3 a.m., and another car is there. I was like, man, a lot of people, the worst part, this all happens within like a 5-minute span of each other,
Look,
right?
people want their tacos, yeah.
I was at 3, I was like, man, a lot of people are going to this taco truck at 3 a.m., I was like, and it got me thinking, man, maybe I should come here at 3 a.m. and see if what all the hubbub is about, right?
What's the hype about? Yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's like, man, it's really like, man, why are people going at 3 a.m. to this taco truck located? Keep in mind, I'm located in an area. I was like, hey, it's like, hey, look, there's like, but like the way. I'm looking like a fairly populated area, but it's still like this taco truck is located in an area that's like one of those areas like, man, hey, I know the spot, I know the secret place to go, right? For the good stuff, but I'm just like, I was like, yeah. So my mission now is to find an excuse at 3 a.m. to go to this taco truck and see what's it about, right?
Well, see, the funny thing is, man, actually, I defeated my response before I said it, because I was going to be like, well, the real way that you have an excuse to do it is by living on your own. But then I thought, if I left our household with me and Molly to go to a taco truck at like 2 a.m., I would also deal with a bunch of fucking issues, because it'd be like, where are you going? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? And yeah, that, I don't know who goes to a taco truck at 2 a.m. That's pretty fucking weird.
I mean, one car at a taco truck, but the fact that I saw two different cars within a 10-minute span, it's really, I was like, oh man, this taco truck must be lit.
It's popping off, yeah.
Right, I guess it's 3 a.m. the sweet hour, Is this the hour, like, as soon, like, they just literally opened the truck? The fruit is at the freshest it's ever gonna be? As opposed
at
to
3 a.m. At 3
right,
a.m.
as opposed to coming here at, like, I don't know, 6 a.m., right? Like, I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was legitimately thinking, as I was driving home, I was like, man, I could turn, it's 3 a.m., no one else is on the road. No one can stop me. I'm not gonna do an illegal turn. I could just U-turn at the next light and go back to this taco truck,
right, but I also would never do an illegal turn that would have that would risk like a potential thing with like traffic because of a misunderstanding about you saying take this left turn, and I would go, oh, this left turn right now in the dark. Okay, cool, that's fine. And then it just goes like a certain way, and it's like, oh wow, that's a whole thing. I would just like hold on to that like memory like in my memory banks and like think like, wow, that wasn't great, but like I personally don't feel like I deserve the fault on that, but you know, hey.